Let's draw our ellipse then. Since we have already got the information, center is -1, 2, and then the x radius is 4 and the y radius is 7. So let's draw the ellipse based on this. The first one is the center, so it's -1 here, and then 2. Now plot the center, and then let's go to the x radius. Since ellipse has different radius, so Rx speaks about the horizontal orientation, which is left and right. So count 4 points, 4 units to the right here, and from the center to the left 4 units. Okay, and then about y, it's the vertical orientation. So let's count 7 units to the top there, and then 7 units to the bottom. Now we have already had all the vertexes that we need, so then just draw it. Okay, keep in mind, since we cannot use the compass, so I accept any effort that you can do for the ellipse. So let me emphasize the axis here, so for you can see what is the major and what is the minor. So here it is. Okay, so since the vertical will be the longer one, so this is the major axis. We have the major axis is longer than the minor axis always, so the minor will be on the horizontal one. So this is a vertical shape of ellipse. So this is the final answer from the previous problem. So before you are given this equation, and then you do the steps, find the general form of your ellipse, and then we graph it. Now we do the reverse. You are given the graphic, you figure out what is the general form of your ellipse, and then convert it into the general form of quadratic relation. So let's do this. Okay, now from this graph we know that this is an ellipse. Okay, since this is an ellipse, first just write down what is the general form of your ellipse, which is this: y minus k square over ry square equals 1. Okay, and so let's see. From this graph, the center is -1, 2. So dh will be equals -1, the k will be equals to 2, and then the Rx or radius x, it is the distance between the center into the right edge or from the center to the left edge. Let's count it: 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4. And then the Ry will be equals to the distance from the center to the top edge or the bottom edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's substitute all of this data into the general form of your, so minus, so it is +1 square, okay, over Rx will be 4 square plus y minus 2 square over 7 square equals 1. So let's simplify this. X square plus 2x plus 1 over 16 plus y square minus 4y plus 4 over 49 equals 1. Okay, since we don't like fraction, of course, so let's get rid of the fraction and multiply all by the least common multiple of 16 and 49. Okay, the least common multiple. So the thing is, when you try to find the least common multiple of 16 and 49, it's not helpful, because 16 is 4 times 4 and 49 is 7 times 7. So still you need to multiply it by 16 times 49, which is equals 784. So when I multiply this all by 784, I will have 16 times 49 times x squared plus 2x plus 1 over 16. I hope you get it. Plus 16 times 49 times y square, minus 4y plus 4 over 49 equals 784. So I cancel this. In the end, I have 49 only times x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus 16 y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals 784. And we need to distribute, distributivity, multiplication over addition. So we have 49x squared
plus 98x plus 49 plus 16y squared minus 64y plus 64 equals 784.
And let's just arrange this in order to match the general form of your quadratic relation. The x squared first, and then the y squared,
and then the x, and then the y, and then the numbers. So we have the numbers, which is plus 49 plus 64 minus 784
equals 0. And when
a few minutes later,
0. So this is the final answer of the ellipse, this graph, which if I compare this one and this one. And we comes into the last sections of this part. There will be the third part, of course, about the geometry, so please bear with it. So how about the inequality? So let's go back to the previous equation of ellipse. So this is the graph. So this is the equation in the general form of a quadratic relation. So it works the same, exactly the same with a circle. So if I change into this, if the equation I change it into less than and equals to, it means the ellipse is still solid because it is included as your solution, but then you shade the inside. So if I copy it, the ellipse, let's just like this, it's still solid, and then I shade the inside. It means every coordinates inside the ellipse or on the ellipse will satisfy the inequalities. So if it is larger than only without equals, it means this ellipse will be will be a little bit different, because you need to draw it not solid, it's dotted, because the ellipse is not included. And then because it is larger than, you need to shade outside, since you need to show that the coordinates that outside the ellipse will satisfy the inequality. If larger than, it means it is dotted for the ellipse, and you shade outside of the ellipse. Why? Because the ellipse itself is not the solution, but all the coordinates outside the ellipse will be your solution. So that's it. Okay, that's all for part 2. I know it's a lot, but please bear, because ellipse is kind of more complicated than circle, and we need to discuss about the geometry, which is a focal radius, on the next part.